My name is Isaiah Rappaport. I'm from Highland Park, New Jersey, and I am in Shana Aleph in Rav year. So, as we light up the windows of our homes with our menorahs and fill up the shuls with songs of Al Anisim and Hallel, most of us, including me, are just waiting for the good part, the presents and the donuts. But if we look a bit deeper, and as we will see a bit further back in history, we can find something that Hanukkah is really trying to bring to light. So what exactly are we celebrating on Hanukkah? We're celebrating two Nisim. We are commemorating the fact that the Jews only had enough kosher oil for one day, but lasted for 8, and the fact that the Jews were able to win the war against the Yevanim. But are we really celebrating two separate Nisim, or is there really one overarching Nes that can be discovered if we take a step back and look at the bigger picture? So in order to do that, I think we should first paint ourselves a different picture, a picture that will be very familiar to us. So Rabbi David Foreman suggests that this is not the first time we are telling the story of a Hanukkah miracle. There's another time, much before Hanukkah, when a fire lasted for much longer than anyone could have predicted. So when was this original miracle that Hanukkah just seems to repeat? Rather than oil burning for much longer than normal, something else burned for much longer than normal. A bush. When Moshe was shepherding in the desert, he saw a bush engulfed in fire. But that was all. It was a bush dressed in fire, not being burned, not being consumed, just like the oil. And then all of a sudden, God chooses Moshe to bring the Jews out from Mitzrayim. Just from noticing a burning bush, did Moshe really deserve such a prominent role in Jewish history? So I think the answer is, of course, yes. Because Moshe did not simply see the bush on fire, he understood it. He understood what he was looking at. Moshe was able to comprehend that the fire is not a natural fire, it was one of transcendence. He was able to see above himself and the natural way of the world and tap into something much greater. He saw Hashem. He saw Hashem in a seemingly natural occurrence. If Moshe just saw the bush and moved on, he would be missing something amazing. But he didn't miss it. He saw Hashem. And because of this, he became the leader of the Jews. So what does that have to do with Hanukkah? So like Moshe and the burning bush, Hanukkah is also about seeing above ourselves. It's about revealing the transcendence. The two Nisim of Hanukkah are really one intertwining Nes and one incredible lesson. In both miracles there was a lack. There wasn't nearly enough oil to last for all 8 days, and there wasn't nearly enough men to win the war. But the reason that in the end there was enough oil and they did win the war was because they were able to tap into that something greater. And that filled up the rest of what was needed. The rest of the 7 days of oil were filled by Hashem. The rest of the thousands of men that were needed to win the war were filled by Hashem. So these two miracles are really just two sides of the same coin. And that coin is seeing above yourself and allowing God to step into your lives. So for us, we all have lacks, we all have struggles. Sometimes we do the best we can, but there's still a gap that there's something missing. And if we allow ourselves to see above ourselves, reveal transcendence, and allow God to step into our lives, maybe we can see those gaps being filled. And maybe we can experience God helping us, if we let Him in. I hope everyone has an amazing Hanukkah.